Influence Church exists to help you know God, find freedom, discover purpose, and influence your world. I'm Kelly, if we haven't met. So thankful to be here with all of you today. Happy Mother's Day. It's such a great day. I thought because it's Mother's Day, we would start off with a few mom texts. So, because sometimes technology, us moms, we have issues. So we'll just, I just have a few. So if we could put the first one. Okay, I found these online. I kept all the clean ones for us today. Okay, so there's this picture of this guy on a park bench. And mom says, cute Jewish guy at the dog park going to medical school. And the daughter says, did he pose for that? No, it was taken secretly. Ha ha ha, so that's why you go to the dog park. Yes, to find you a boyfriend. Next. Since you're visiting, I'm making your favorite meal. I know, Mom, I'm in the same house as you. I just wanted to text you so I can be hip. Good job, Mom, you're very hip. Come downstairs and talk to me, please. I'm lonely. Isn't Dad there? Yes, but I like you more. All right, here we go. Andy, I don't know where the space bar is. It's in the middle at the bottom. It's labeled space. I don't see it, Andy. Could you be more specific? I don't know how much clearer I could be. I found it. Please stop changing the Google logo so much. I like the original one, Mom says. And the kid goes, Mom, I don't change the logo. Google changes it. On my computer, you don't run the Google? If I did, I wouldn't be driving a 2004 Ford. Okay, the road was a little icy out today. Be careful when you drive. I will. YOLO. It's usually not meant as a warning, Mom. So the reason I kept this one was because on Tuesday night we had dream night. We had amazing tacos. It was fabulous. But I was sitting with my brother, Phil, and the sound guy, Joel, and I can't remember, one of them said YOLO, and I said, okay, old person question, what does YOLO mean? And then they explained, you only live once. So if you didn't know that, now you can pretend like you always knew that, and you're smart. So YOLO. Next one, another YOLO. Dad just told me you bought a car. Can you afford that? YOLO. Do you even know what that means? No, but did I use it correctly? Sadly, yes. I feel like this could be an exact text from my son, because he always says, sadly, yes. Okay, is there another one? Oh, your great aunt just passed away, LOL. Why is that funny? It's not funny, David. What do you mean? Mom, LOL means laughing out loud. Oh my goodness, I sent that to everyone. I thought it meant lots of love. I have to call everybody back. This could happen to any of us. What does IDK, LY, and TTYL mean? I don't know. Love you. Talk to you later. Okay, I'll ask your sister. And that's all. So a couple fun mom texts. So make sure to save those mom texts for my sermons in the future. So. But it is Mother's Day, and I just want to say Happy Mother's Day to all the women in the building and watching online. So I was thinking about it, and so Eve, the name Eve, the very first mom, Eve means mother of all life. And she was given that name before she ever had kids. So I just want to tell all the women here that whether you've birthed a child or not, that you bring life into this world just by being in it. And so the gift today is not just for moms, but every woman in the building. So, and it's a kind of a spa-themed gift from a local mom who I just love supporting local, shop local. So, but she's a wonderful gal, and she made the things for us today, and so I'm excited that we all get to, and we'll all need it. It's like a stress relief something, like, right, Mom? Stress relief. Okay, so now moving on to the serious stuff. We are finishing our series today called I Am Jesus. And this is our fourth Sunday on this series, looking at different I am statements that Jesus said. And so we started with, I am the resurrection and the life. Then we heard from Cataline about, I am the good shepherd. And then last week it was, I am the light of the world. So today we're finishing up this series with a wonderful I am statement. I am the vine, you are the branches. So let's look at that together in John 15:5. And we're going to read this verse about 100 times today, so you'll have it memorized by the end. I am the vine, you are the branches. If you remain in me and I in you, you will bear much fruit. Apart from me, you can do nothing. So that's a pretty dramatic statement all on its own, but it is very, very important. And let me tell you how I know that, by how it's placed in the scriptures. So this is in John 15. Well, in John 13 is where we hear about the Last Supper. It's Jesus and his disciples are celebrating the Passover, and it's the last time that he eats with his disciples before the crucifixion. And then in chapter 18, Jesus is arrested. So 15 is right in the middle there, and it's the last words that Jesus says to his disciples, is this series of chapters. And if I said to you, this is the last thing you're going to get to say to your family before you die, like, it would be pretty important. And Jesus knew exactly what was going to happen. So he knew these were some of his last words to his disciples before he was arrested, tried, and crucified. So why is being connected to the vine important? So you might be wondering, why is this random plant sitting here on the stage? Well, we're using visual aids today. Yay! So we have the plant. It's not a vine, but it's green. It's also plastic because I kill plants. But for today, we'll just pretend, okay? It's green, it has soil, water, the sun it grows. And I don't know if this type of plant gets fruit, but you can imagine the fruit. Or we have this monstrosity that I took from my backyard. Not connected. No fruit is coming off of this thing, right? So, I'm the vine, you're the branches. If you remain in me, you'll bear much fruit. But apart from me, you can do nothing. So, let's look at John 15:1. Go back a few verses. I am the true vine, and my Father is the gardener. The true vine. So, there are two types of vines. A true vine and a false vine. So sometimes we're this branch. We think that we do some things and now we're connected and we'll grow and we'll bear fruit. Things like, if I just get the right job, if I just make a little more money, maybe if I just have kids that are successful in all they do, maybe if I just have a marriage that is good, or there's lots and lots of things that we try to connect ourselves to or get our life from. But what Jesus is saying is he is the true vine. So we want to try to not go with the false vine if we can, which we can. We'll talk about how in a minute. So, why is being connected important? Well, number one, staying connected produces fruit. I'm the vine, you are the branches. If you remain in me and I in you, you will bear much fruit. John, it's the same verse. I told you, you're going to have it memorized by the end. But it's not just any kind of fruit. It's not a new car or, never having any problems or anything. Let's look at Galatians 5 to see what kind of fruit Jesus is talking about. But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness. I'm reading from mine. It might be a different version. Let's look up there. Goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. There is no law against these things. Could I maybe use a little more love, a little more joy, a little more peace? That is the kind of fruit that Jesus is talking about when he says we'll bear much fruit. So staying connected to the vine produces fruit. So Mother's Day confession time. I never knew how angry I was until I had children. The pressure of being a mom with young kids, working mom, house, what everybody thinks, whatever, and then you just get squeezed. And I'm telling you, delicious, yummy fruit juice did not come out when I got squeezed. It was more vinegar-y. So, we want to produce this fruit so that when we're squeezed, when you're squeezed, what comes out? I think that's a good indicator of where we're at with our fruit. So it kind of reminds me of Violet in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and she chews the gum she's not supposed to, and then she turns into a blueberry, and they're like, Violet, you're turning violet, and then she's huge, and Willy Wonka says, roll her into the juicer, they're gonna juice her. Anyhow, what happens when you're squeezed? There, now you can never unsee that image in your brain. Sometimes you are connected to the vine, you're really pressing into Jesus, you're really learning, you're really trying, but you don't see the fruit. That friend you've been praying for just isn't getting it. That sense of anger just isn't going away. The selfishness that we find ourselves in, or lust issues, or so many other things. Where's the fruit? I'm trying. Well, there's a key word in the verse we're looking at. Remain in me. I'm the vine, you're the branches. Remain in me. In the King James Version, the word is translated abide. It means to live there, dwell there, remain, abide, keep going, keep staying connected. And if you do that, there's 100% chance of fruit in your future. But it doesn't happen in a day. When you plant a seed, all those of you green thumb people out there are planting your seeds and getting it all ready for the garden and the amazing gardens, and you plant a seed, and when a little child plants a seed, then they're like, oh, is it growing yet? Is it growing yet? Well, it just takes time to cultivate. I love that word, cultivate. It takes time to cultivate this fruit. But don't worry, keep going. You can do it. And you can't pick up this kind of fruit we're talking about at the grocery store. See, sometimes our culture does us a disservice, because I can order it on Amazon and normally it'll be here the next day, especially if Justin's driving. And so we think instant. I pray a prayer and I never struggle with that thing again. And there are instantaneous miracles that happen like that. But a lot of times it's the process. And more is done through the process and the relationship and the staying connected than even the one thing of fruit that you're really wanting. More will come from it. So as you stay connected, as you continue to remain, you'll start to see blossoms, like those cherry blossoms. and you'll start to see, but you just have to start somewhere. As long as you're connected to the vine, fruit is going to come. We have a series starting next week that runs really well from this spot. We're calling it Thrive, how to have a life that flourishes. And this time of year, things are finally starting to grow. It's warm outside. This rain we got today is going to help things grow. So we're going to talk about how to have a life, how to thrive in this life. So I'm very excited about that. But this is a great place to start. Remain in Jesus. Stay connected to the vine. Staying connected produces fruit. Second point, being disconnected produces nothing. Let's look at John 15:5 again. It's our memory verse for the day. I am the vine, you are the branches. You remain in me. If you remain in me and I in you, you will bear much fruit. Apart from me, you can do nothing. Nothing. When I hear this, I think, wasted. I don't want my life to be wasted. I need to stay connected. Let's look at verse 6. If you do not remain in me, you are like a branch that is thrown away and withers. Such branches are picked up, thrown into the fire, and burned. I don't want any of my life to be wasted. But sometimes we can look at other people and think, well, at least I'm not like that. At least I don't do that. We can get a little judgmental. Like before, when my third son was born, we knew we had to upgrade our vehicle because my little Toyota Camry was not going to cut it. And so, but I just refused to get a minivan because I am not going to be that minivan mom. No. So we ended up getting a Ford Flex, which I loved, and we had it for a number of years. But then, when it was time to get a new car again, everyone's like, get a minivan, get a minivan. My dad was like, get a minivan. It's like, fine, we'll test drive a minivan. So I went, we test drove. You know what? I could push a button and both side doors open. It was like, oh, children get in. And then you push another, they both close. And it was like, another button, the back open. And plug my phone in, all my music and my GPS. And it was like, do you know how much stuff you can fit in the back of a minivan when you put the seats down? It was like, this is the car of my dreams. And I am totally converted. Like, I'm a minivan person. I will tell you, you should get a minivan. And then people roll their eyes at me. I'm like, you don't know it till you try it, I was a little judgmental, but I've come around. So have you ever looked at someone and thought, well, I would never do that? My kids would never act that way. Yeah, right. As soon as you think that, then your children do. I would never put my job ahead of my family. I would never let myself get addicted to opioids. And then you have a back injury, and then I would never have a pornography addiction. I would never. But what I have learned from being in this world is that you never know what you might do. When we are not connected to the vine, you don't know what anybody is capable of anything. I will just tell you. If you are not connected. So let's not let any more of our life, let me go back. I'm not saying that to scare anybody or to it's not doom and gloom. I'm just saying if this branch is not connected to the tree, to the vine, it can't help but to be wasted. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I am not, So, because we weren't meant to live like this. That's not how we were created. It's not what we were created for. We were created for relationship with Jesus Christ, relationship with God, to be intimately connected to him, to get our life from him, to bear fruit through being connected to him. So, how do we stay connected? That is the question, isn't it? There's lots and lots of ways that we can stay connected to the vine. We can read our Bible. We can pray. We can go to church. We can worship. We can have coffee with a friend. We can appreciate a sunrise. We can hold an infant and just be so thankful for the image of God that is in that baby. There's so many ways we can stay connected. There are lots of ways, but often we lack motivation, intentionality to do it. So, I'll just give you 2 things today that will help you stay connected to the vine. Number 1, do what Jesus says. Let's look at John 15:10, the same chapter, 15:10. He says, "If you keep my commands, you will remain in my love." Keep my commands. Moms, since it's Mother's Day, I'm talking to you a lot today. Any of you have sons with messy rooms? I got enough for all of you. Love you boys, but you're atrocious. So I say to my son, go clean your room. And he goes away, and then he comes back and I say, did you clean your room? And he says, well, I memorized what you said about cleaning my room. But did you clean your room? Well, I got it tattooed on my arm. Clean your room, Mom 316. But did you clean your room? I got 4 friends together and we studied it. We studied about cleaning your room. Okay, but did you clean your room? I sang a song about it and I really felt it in my heart. Okay, but did you clean your room? We can't just learn about it, memorize it, sing about it. We have to do it. Clean your room. Okay, boys, when we get home, Mother's Day gift to me. Just kidding. All right, and the second thing is we want to love like Jesus loves. Same chapter, verse 12, John 15:12. My command is this, love each other as I have loved you. Love each other. So he says, obey my commands. My command is this, love each other as I have loved you. Now, if he had just ended with love each other, I think that feels easier because, I just decide how I love you, right? But he doesn't. He says, as I have loved you. That takes it to another level. See, the funny thing is, on the way to this Last Supper, the disciples were arguing about who was going to be the greatest in the kingdom. They were arguing with each other, and Jesus heard them. And so he said, the greatest is the one that serves, the one that loves. And then he shows them at the Last Supper when he gets down with a towel and a bowl of water and washes the feet of his disciples. He shows them what love looks like, that serving, what the serving looks like. And then at dinner, he says, I'm the vine. Remain in me, keep my commands. My command is to love one another as I have loved you. And just after this, he says, greater love has no man than this, than to lay down his life for his friends. Jesus raised that standard. And there's no long list of do's and don'ts. It's love one another as I have loved you. So we can't do that on our own. You and I are totally incapable of following that command appropriately on our own. We have to. The only way that we can keep his command is to do what he says at the beginning of this chapter. I'm the vine, you're the branches, remain, abide, live in me, and you'll bear much fruit. Love one another as I have loved you. Sounds like fruit to me. But as we do, it's like this beautiful dance. We remain in Jesus, then we go and we love. And then we remain in Jesus, and then we go and we love. And we remain in Jesus, and we go, and the fruit starts to grow and multiply. And as we do that, other people will see what it means to remain in Jesus and go and bear fruit and remain in Jesus and go and love and remain. And then it grows, and we're this beautiful garden, flourishing garden together. So as we stay connected, we can start to love like Jesus loved, and we'll see that fruit. I want to end by just saying we can't remain in him unless we're connected to him in the first place. So I just want, every Sunday we give an opportunity for people to say yes to Jesus. Say, I want to know Jesus. I want to give my life. I want to live for God. I want to understand more. I want to be connected. And so I would just ask, let's all just close our eyes for a minute. And this is just between you and the Lord. If you are feeling like, I don't know that I'm connected. I don't know that I have a relationship with God. It can start right now. It can start right with a decision in your heart and a prayer. And from that, then we get to go on this journey of remaining in connection with the Lord. And so if you right now would like to say yes to Jesus, to have this relationship, to be connected to the vine, I just ask that you would be bold and just raise your hand. I'm not going to make you do anything else. But if you want to, just raise your hand. And I would just ask that we would all pray this prayer together. Jesus, I want to be connected to you. I've tried to live life my way, and it's not working. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you that through what you did on the cross, I can be connected to God. I give my life to you. Help me to remain in you so that I can bear much fruit. In Jesus' name, amen. Let's worship together.